Hi, Shalom. Today I would like in an unusual way to speak about the parasha, but not just about the parasha, but to speak about the events that we all went through in the light in the last few weeks and the tragedy of the finding of the bodies of the three guys, the three boys is that were killed by the terrorists from Hamas. And I would like to ask a question about Parashat Balak. As we know, Parashat Balak, it's unusual in Sefer Bamidbar because during all the Sefer Bamidbar we can see Am Yisrael with all the problems, with all the tlunot that they had in the derech, in the way, with the Parashat HaMeraglim and Korach and Amitavim and Amitonanim, all the small troubles and problems that they did to Moshe and complaints against Hashem. And here in the middle of Sefer Bamidbar, suddenly we have a differently different picture of Am Yisrael. In a very dramatic way, we can see completely different picture and image of Am Yisrael. Bilam, he's coming from outside, and he's saying a few of the most beautiful sentences about Am Yisrael, like "Matovu alecha Yaakov v'shkanotecha Yisrael," that we start the tefillah every day with this pasuk, "En am kelavi yakum v'chari yitnasa," etc., etc. And the question is, what is the meaning? Why we can see in the middle of Bamidbar this different picture, and why the most difficult things about Am Yisrael we can hear from Moshe Rabbeinu, the one that loves Am Yisrael, and the most beautiful things about Am Yisrael we can hear from Bilam HaRasha, that he hated Am Yisrael. So maybe I think that the message is that sometimes we need any sort of outside point of view in order to see a different aspect, to see the beautiful aspect of the Jewish people. Sometimes we need a break, and sometimes a dramatic and sometimes even a traumatic break in order to see the whole picture and to see with all the problems that we have and all the challenges that we have, we can see the uniqueness of Am Yisrael, the uniqueness of the Jewish people. And we need someone from outside that he came to curse Am Yisrael and he hated Am Yisrael, Bilam, in order that he will say this most beautiful psukim about Am Yisrael. And I think when we think about the events that happened in the last few weeks, and we saw with all the tragic situation, this example of achdut, of united, of being together in Am Yisrael, the togetherness of Am Yisrael, and we saw the deep belief, deep faith and emunah of the mothers of the victims, how they stood in front of Am Yisrael and they saw and they said, we see the whole picture, we see the interest of the Jewish people as in all. We're not just speaking about ourselves as mothers, and we understand that tefillah to Hashem, it doesn't mean that Hashem has to bring us the positive answer. And we know and we understand the meaning of tefillah, as Racheli Frankel said, Hashem lo oved etzlenu. He is not our worker, he is not our employee. We have to daven to pray to Hashem, but he definitely, obviously, he doesn't have a duty, obligation to fulfill our wishes. And to hear these words from a mother that is worrying about her son, I think it's amazing. I think it's something really very, very strong. And we can see all segments of Israeli society, how we felt the uniqueness of the achdut, of being together, singing together, praying together. Yair Lapid said it was the first time since his bar mitzvah that he opened Siddur in order to pray. I think this is something very unique and very special and very strong. So within the tragic events, we saw a very great a positive side and light and any argasha of hitalut. And I think it's something very important. Is the challenge is how to take it from this tragic and sad moments to take it to the day-to-day life, how to find a way to live together, to find the common denominator among us. And because I really believe that we have this strength, and we have to find it even in normal days, after we prove that we have this strength in this difficult times. So let us just pray that we have the ability to express these beautiful things of מה טובו עליך יעקב משכנותיך ישראל, אינם כלביא יקום וחרית נשא, and to understand that we are in the middle of a fight, of a long and a very long-term war of survivors, of surviving here in Eretz Israel, and understand this going in a very long way together, all the Jewish people together to a time of beginning of redemption. And there is a prize. We are not in a situation that we had just that we were just 75 years ago, when life of a Jew was nothing in Europe, and now we have Baruch Hashem, we have Tzahal, we have thousands of soldiers that can fight for saving our lives and can take the steps in order to prevent Be'ezrat Hashem the next events. And I think we have to appreciate it and to believe that although with all the difficulties that we have, we still believe, and we are going in a long way to go together and to come to a time of a full redemption of a better times, with this emunah that כי לא יטוש השם עמו ונחלתו לא יעזוב. Shabbat Shalom.